Alright, so this is Hardy Boy out here making a tier list for Playboi Carti's latest album, the much anticipated album I Am Music. So yeah, let's dive right into it. So first of all, we have the intro track, which is Pop Out Now. Pop Out, this is music. This is proper music. This is the burnt music we were promised of by DJ Academics, I guess. The thing about this track is like you either hate or love this song, and I fucking love it. This has to be in the S tier for me. Like, this is a proper mosh pit type of song where like Cardi is like basically carrying on the rage rap sound that he has established in Whole Lotta Red, and that's that. Also, spoiler alert, but I feel like Pop Out and South Atlanta Baby combo is like the best intro outro combo we have had from Cardi. I mean, from his 4 albums, yeah. Well, we will talk about that further, I guess, suppose. Where the fuck is Pop Out? There it is. Alright, S tier, easy S tier. And now we have Crush. Crush basically feels like it's produced by Kanye. I mean, that makes sense since Travis is on the production. Yeah. And it sets the optimistic tone, I would say. Or the energetic tone. Yeah, that's the right energetic tone for the album, just right. And it feels like an anthem, Like you raise your hands and you sing along the song like track. It's like it's the perfect sort of song you would want to have after a hype track. A hype track like Pop Out. So that's that. Crush is definitely an A tier song for me. I mean, I feel like it's an S tier, but like, we all heard the leak a few months back. So yeah, I think that tones down the tier in terms of the pure surprise value. I didn't hear about the Pop Out leak, even like when he performed it at Rolling Loud or something. But yeah, anyways, Crush, A tier. And then we have K-pop, which is basically ketamine. Well, I'll be honest, I didn't even enjoy ketamine back then. Like, I feel like ketamine should have kept the extended guitar intro. We have the fans were making these extended guitar intros. I mean, they did the same thing with Evil Jordan, so they could have done it with K-pop too. If they had done that, K-pop might have been like a weak 8-year song in my opinion, because the vibe overall that's going on in K-pop, the ominous music, it's still sick, but still it's like I didn't even enjoy it back then. So yeah, it's like easy B tier for me. And there we have like SAV right off the first 3 tracks. That's interesting. And then we have Evil Jordan, probably the most famous song, the most popular song as of now, if you're not considering Rather Lie due to Weeknd's fame, I suppose. Anyways, we have Evil Jordan. Now, we need to talk about Evil Jordan, because I feel like they butchered the song, and I don't even need to say the reason. I don't even need to tell you the reason. I feel like you all basically just know what I'm talking about, and that's like those gunshots. Not even gunshots, it was just one gunshot sound. We will get to Hood by Air later, but yeah, that one gunshot sound, dude, it sounds so corny, it sounds lame, it sounds so basic. It's not even a cool gunshot effect. It's like, I don't know what streamer, but like they discovered the original sound file from like Call of Duty or something. I don't know if that's true, but I believe that, because that gunshot is so fucking basic. Now this was easily the topmost S tier song. I feel like Evil Jordan belonged in its whole different category, but now we have that weird thing, that weird gunshot over it, and I feel like it has been brought down to A tier, and that's sad. Evil Jordan easily had the most S tier potential. Anyways, then we have Mojo Jojo, which is, I don't know why people are hating on Kendrick on this album, and I'm definitely not one of them. I feel like Kendrick really brought something onto this album. When people are saying Cardi's album was carried by features, I feel like they are basically talking about Kendrick over here. The pure stage presence Kendrick brings onto the album. And yes, even if he starts off with Mojo Jojo where he's just providing the ad libs, but you just know this is on. It's just the tip of the iceberg. We shall be having in this album with Kendrick's whimsical ad libs, and and then we have Cardi. Like the thing about this is this song, it's like, and like the other two songs that Kendrick features on, like both of them, they are providing their own signature sound, and like none of them is bothered by the other person's presence. Like Cardi and Kendrick, I don't think anyone thought they would belong on the same track, but they're out here and they're working. And yeah, I feel like Mojo. Yeah, I posted the review for this song on my album on my first listen. It was like Mojo Jojo might be that song, and yes, it is in fact that song. So Mojo Jojo easily an A tier for me. And then we have Philly. All right, now Philly feels really odd right there because like we just get off Mojo Jojo featuring Kendrick Lamar, and then we have another track featuring Travis Scott. And now Travis Scott and Cardi, they always go hand in hand. You know, I don't know what was the first song together. It must have been Love Outside. And then we have Fiend. I'm pretty sure they have even much more features other than that. But anyways, the thing is, they never miss. But Philly, it feels so odd. It feels so out of place. The mixing feels really odd on this one. I don't know. It feels like it was something made by Train, the Playboi Carti AI clone that actually like released his own AI Playboi Carti album. Yeah, it feels like a song by Train, because like Cardi, his sound feels very artificial on this one. I mean, of course, both of them bring the vibes to the song, but that's that. There's nothing much more than the vibes that they bring, and well, the vibes. I don't know. What do you even say about the vibes? Kendrick could have easily, Travis could have easily done a lot on this, but nah, they chose not to. I suppose, I don't know, they were lazy or something. So yeah, Philly will be the first C tier track for me. Yeah, it's not something I enjoyed at all. It's just a song that's a skip for me, and that's that. Then we have Radar. Radar is one crazy song. I feel like on Radar we have a common opinion within the community that Radar is easily an A tier song. And the infectious energy of Swamp Pizzo is like basically established over this track. And like, yeah, Radar, it's coming straight off the whole red energy, and just like Pop Out, Radar basically like Cardi is carrying off his wage rap, his hype rap, it's not probably vamp rap, but basically all that, the sound that he established in like Hola Red, and he's carrying it over to this album, and that's exciting, because it feels like an album, like when it's connected to the previous projects, it definitely feels like an actual album, not like a mixtape, but like I have a mixed opinion on that we will get to later. Anyways, then we have Rather Lie, and I don't feel like I need to even provide an opinion over here because like it's just a general consensus. Weekend and Carti, 3 on 3, dude. Like we had Popular, even though Carti didn't bring much to that song, but like still, you just know that Playboi Carti is there because he's out there with his nonsensical lyrics, his nonsensical verse that no one can make out of unless they have read the lyrics. But still, then we had Timeless. It was like my most streamed song of 2024 on my Spotify Wrapped. So yeah, that's that. I don't need to even talk much about Rather Lie because like everyone would probably agree on the fact that Weekend X Cardi happened again, and they didn't miss. And it was beautiful stuff. Also, it's like you can actually understand what Cardi is saying on this song, which is really crazy. Like that's the Weekend effect, But like Weekend is out here with Cardi once more, and like he's so done with his mumbling shit, I suppose. So yeah, Rather Lie, easily an S tier song. You can just imagine the reels that will be coming out just from this song. especially from Cardi's verse. He does a nice thing out there on the second part of his verse, definitely. And then we have Fine Shit. Now, Fine Shit is like, it's like the first lazy song of the album. That feels like they just threw in a randomly finished song. It doesn't even feel like finished. It's like unfinished to me because nothing much is going on. But you just know that the baddies gonna love this one on their stories. They're gonna post that 15-second part of the song. And I feel like Cardi, he smartly played off that 15-second track thing. When they call a song a TikTok song, I don't know, but still, Fine Shit is like, I feel like the only relevance this song has is because of its name. If it was named something else like Philadelphia, I don't feel like it would have been as big as it is. I mean, it's not even big, but yeah, that's the thing. It's a C tier song. It's not intolerable, but nah, it's not enjoyable for me. And then we have Backdoor. Now, Backdoor was very reminiscent of 30 on 30 by Season Kendrick. Now, this is what I'm talking about all with the album with Kendrick's feature. I feel like Kendrick is bringing his own sound, his signature sound. He's not flinching off it, just because it's a Playboi Carti song. He's not flinching off his own style, and he stays true to it. Carti stays true to it, and the chemistry. I enjoy the chemistry personally. Like, I don't know why people are complaining about the chemistry, and they feel like they were not even in the same room while they were recording stuff. Of course, well, you don't need to be in the same room. But anyways, that's not the point. Backdoor, I loved it. We have those vocals over there, those sweet vocals mixing with Playboi Carti's antics, and I feel like Backdoor is easily an A-tier song. Very well, Backdoor, there it is. Even though I was disappointed because when I saw this on the album, I thought it was Backrooms, which I was very much looking forward to, but anyways. And then we have Toxic. It's crazy how Skepta still sounds so fresh after all these years. Well, we have Toxic over here. Alright, now where should I put Toxic? Toxic is like an enjoyable song, but I don't feel like it has a lot of replay value. The only thing that I can remember from Toxic is definitely Skepta's verse. His wordplay over there, his flow is really immaculate. Like Carti is doing his best impersonation of Future. Well, we will have a lot of that on the latter half of the album, I suppose. But yeah, Toxic is like, it's just a fine B tier song. It's not like, I feel like putting it on A tier, but it's definitely not on the same level as these songs. So it's just B tier for me, I suppose. And then we have, I don't know how to even pronounce this song, dude. Munian, I don't even know. Like, just like the name of the song, I can tell what's going on, but not much, I bet. This is where you begin to realize that maybe this album didn't need 30 songs, and like songs like this, like Munian, it's like a song, it's definitely not anyone's favorite. It's not gonna be in the top 5 songs of the album of anybody's list, I believe. Like, you don't even need to look it up, but you just know that this is probably one of the most least streamed songs of the album. And then we have Radar. No, actually it's Crank, but I feel like Crank is like Radar 2.0. We are back to burnt music, talk about rage music. We have Swamp Pizzo. Now, Radar, Crank, same sort of energy. It's nice. I like the rage Carti. It's nice. Like, there's not much to say about it because whatever I said about like Radar, I feel like that belongs in Crank too. It has the same features with much more Swamp Pizzo, and that's that. And then we have like Charge Them Hoes a Fee. Now, this is a song like that has Travis Scott, Playboi Carti, and Future, and obviously like Playboi Carti's aura, I dare say, and Travis Scott's stage presence is definitely more than that of Future. Yet Future establishes himself on this track as if it's a future song. It doesn't feel like it's a Playboi Carti song. You don't even remember Carti's verse from this song. You don't even remember the part of Travis from this song. But what do you remember? Future's infectious flow. Like, this is definitely Future's song. I feel like this is his statement on the album, and this definitely belongs on 80. I mean, it's an easy. It's a hazy. I don't know if it's hazy. It's crazy. Whatever it is, it's a nice song. And then we have Good Credit. Good Credit. I feel like Carti has officially been Kendrickified with this song. And we can call it an album at this point. Good Credit is like, if we had Mojo Jojo that was like 70% Carti, and we had Bad Rooms which was like 50% Carti, 50% Kendrick, and now we have Good Credit which is like 70% Kendrick and 30% Carti, and I feel like that's a nice arrangement. And I still don't get like why people are hating on Kendrick so much at this point, but you do you. But Good Credit, easily an 8-year song for me. We are moving over to the second half of the album with I See You Baby Boy. Alright, we got Carti turning back the years with a fun track, I say. But the Baby Boys does justice to the production, I feel like. But I don't know, it's not my type, I suppose. So yes, I will give it an A for the effort, I suppose. But like, I can appreciate him trying to experiment with the sound, But then again, it's not consistent with the album's thing. And like, even if he's making a song like this, then I feel like it would have been better if the next few songs were like this too. But it's like way too inconsistent. It's all over the place, and I feel like that contributes to I See Baby Boy getting like placed at BT. I feel like that's a fair placement for I See Baby Boy. And then we have Wake Up Philly. Philly as a producer comes full circle here by getting himself immortalized as a track title on Playboi Carti's album. And I feel like he understood the assignment over here. This is probably the hardest beat of the album. Like, not even lying, this is probably the hardest beat of the album. And I feel like this is definitely a better feature from Travis Scott overall on the album. Definitely better than Philly, and definitely better than Charles the Mo's Feast too. So yeah, Wake Up Philly, easily an A song. We have beautiful production, we have beautiful, I know it's beautiful, but we have Carti and we have Travis, both of them doing the work, and that's that about it. It's an easy 8-year song. And then we have Jumpin', just like I said, Lil Uzi woke the fuck up from whatever the slop his last project was. We have got Prime Uzi mixed in with that Rage Uzi. If only this one was longer, which is one thing where Carti went wrong in this album. I feel like he chose in some lazy songs that didn't belong there, and he could have easily made a few of them songs longer, instead. And Jumping, definitely the song he could have made longer. I feel like it's so crazy, dude, that Uzi's, energy with like pink tape, that's so good. And finally we have like 1629, so that's that. And then we have Trim. I would say Trim is basically Future's twin Trim. I mean, we have twin Trim where Uzi is featured and Playboi Carti's part is basically missing, as providing a stage to Uzi, I guess. But like, we have Future over here, it's basically his song, but it's not because of him being great on it, but more like Carti didn't even try much over here, and it ends up being the most Futurist song you have heard. This is like just like a Future album. Like, if there are like 15 songs, there would be like a couple songs that you would like really like, and the rest would just sound like Future being Future, and that's that. It's a Trim CTM. It's just a lazy song. I hate when artists go lazy on their album, just to beef out the numbers. And then we have Cocaine Nose, welcome back, Whole Lotta Red, easy S tier. I just love the energy Carti brings on this song. This is crazy. Just It's like a reminder for if anyone in case just forgot. Like, this is Playboi Carti's track, this is Playboi Carti's record, this is Playboi Carti's album. He's just out there to establish himself right there in the middle of the album once again. And then we need all the vibes. Well, Ty Dollar Sign comes right off Vultures 2, and he carries another song just by his singing skills, his vocal skills. At this point, why is even Young Thug singing, man? I understand that this is a fun song, this is like a summer song, but nah. Cardi said like he delayed the album by 3 hours just to get clearance or something on Young Thug's verse, and I was so hoping for that we could have Young Thug rapping over with Carti, especially considering how he got his case out of his case and all. Yeah, that was such a nice opportunity for Young Thug to capitalize upon, but well, he took the another way out. Not the way out, but he just took another creative direction, I believe, over here. It's like I would say B, and that's because of Ty Dolla Sign, and that reminds me of Vultures 2. Anyways, that's for another day. Next we have Olympian, and honestly I feel like Olympian is a track that grew on me after several listens on the album, Olympian definitely grew on me. It was like a B tier song for me, but then just hearing it again and again on loop. Especially there were like a few songs, there was I See You Baby Boy, there was Olympian, there was Like VZ, there was Opium Baby. Nah, we'll get to that later on. But that Olympian, it definitely grew on me. I feel like it's just very fun production, it's enjoyable. It's an A tier song for me. Earlier it was like B tier, but yeah, it definitely grew on me. And then we have Opium Baby. I don't know even. I don't know where should I even start about this song, because like, what the fuck is this atrocity? This is straight up D tier. I don't even know if when people are saying that this is a good song, are they even? I don't know. Are they being ironic? No clue, dude. Are they just supporters of the actual Opium Baby? I don't know, because like the deep fried textures on this song, dude, the redundant snare drum rolls, I don't know who even wants those gunshots. Why has he even put those gunshots all over the album? You feel like it's just to cover a bad part mixing or something, a badly mixed part. And yeah, honestly, this song feels like a parody of Carti for how Carti sounds to people who don't listen to Playboi Carti. It's such a fucking buzzkill right in the middle of the album, dude. Like, nah. But like, when I was listening to this for the first time, I had like the worst stank face, dude, and like, it was not a good stank face, it was actually, the fuck is this stank face, so that's that. Alright, then we have Twin Trim. Well, welcome back, Prime Uzi. That's our 1629 track 2 over here. So yeah, it's just a easy 8-year song for me. I love the 2016-2017 Uzi. Definitely greater than Carti in terms of the value he brought towards the industry, and I feel like even here he has the same energy, the same flow, and it's just fun. It gets nostalgic a bit, and yeah, that's much about it. Even though I feel like it would have been better if Carti was on there, a bit more active. It was more active over there, but then again, like I discussed, I feel like he's out here giving Uzi his flowers or something. Well, then we have Like VZ, which pretty much feels like I See You Baby Boy 2.0, and well, there's not much to differentiate this song from I See You Baby Boy, and that's just like that. It's a BTS song, and well, Wake Up Filthy, we had Filthy getting a STS song, a producer getting a STS song for his name. But then we have Like VZ. VZ is obviously like more iconic than Filthy, but yet he gets the verse of the song, yeah, actually. And then we have This One Got It feels like something Drake would go hard on with his the tough guy shenanigans, This One Got It feels like a Drake beat, and well, that's all I can say about it. But yeah, Carti does some fair justice to the song, I believe. It's like, yeah, he's there, Cardi's there, but I still feel like it's a Drake beat, and I just cannot ignore that. And I feel like a Drake feature's about to come on the song, it's gonna pop up right off anywhere. He's gonna jump scare us, but still, it doesn't happen, and that's pretty much that about this song. And then we have Walk This. Now, Walk This feels like an anthem for an album that's inching towards its closer. It's you just know that this 30-song album is finally coming to a fucking end. Well, but that's just a gimmick of the song. That's the thing that sells of the song, not a lot going on the song, anyways. So yeah, it's a BTS song. And then we have Hood by Air. Why the fuck did they massacre this song, dude? It was probably my favorite song of the singles Carti released in 2024. And dude, this could have been an easy STS song, just like Evil Jordan. But he had to butcher the song with those snare drum rolls. I don't know why, Carti. It was a perfect song. You didn't need to fix something that wasn't broken. Anyways, I feel like he ruined the replay value of the song, man. He definitely ruined the replay value of the song, and that fucking sucks. But it was a banger, dude. And then we have Overly. Well, Carti doesn't go wrong with a Future impersonation, but when that's the only gimmick of the song, yeah, it's definitely just B at best. And then we have South Atlanta, baby. Well, Swamp Izzo, I ain't gonna lie. This music didn't make him. It didn't set him up in whole another category. I don't feel like this album is that revolutionary. This isn't Whole Lotta Red. At least they concluded off nicely. I feel like South Atlanta, baby. Definitely A tier, man. If he's like a nice closure, Carti's back there with his Atlanta accent, I guess. I mean, it does feel like that, But like, does this song have individual value on its own rather than being a final track of the album? Not much, Like, and the sort of energy this closing track gave off to me was like some sort of life is good energy, And now that Carti has dropped, you can move on to better things, It low-key teaches you about hope, as a feeling that will. I don't know what I'm even saying to you, but like, that's the thing. South Atlanta, baby, it gives off good vibes, and I definitely feel like it's a great closing track, which is something Carti has lagged over his album. And yeah, it's an 8-year song, and that's what I was saying about, I feel like the combination of Pop Out and South Atlanta Baby as a song for the album, for the intro and the closing track, I feel like it's the best out there, Alright, so well, there we are, I mean, it's mostly A's over here, but to be honest, I feel like the album as a whole is definitely a B. A strong B, I say, a strong B, I believe. It's just like the album, it feels more of a mixtape, it's just all over the place. It's just songs mixed in over here and there. If only there was a proper order for the songs. Like, Carti is so versatile on this album. I love that. He's so versatile. He effectively used the production. He puts out standalone performances. Yes, but still, if only there was some sort of flow going on in the album, it would have been so nice. But honestly, this feels like a combination of Carti's career. This whole album, it has songs from Self-Titled, it has songs from Dilate, it has songs from Whole Lotta Red, it has songs from the singles Carti has released over, throughout his career, I believe. And like, I wouldn't even mind if he like retires over here, because Carti has established himself as probably one of the greatest modern hip-hop artists of all time, I mean, in recent memory, yes, but still, Carti has definitely established his status, and this album feels like that. This is music, and this is Playboi Carti, and this is a strong B album, and this is Hardy Boy signing out for the Playboi Carti's I Am Music album tier list review. See ya.